It has been nearly half a century since a woman, crowned in gold and clad in a shimmering costume, convinced an entire generation that a superhero did not have to be a man. Behind those iconic images lies a tapestry of deeply complex lives, stories marked by prestigious Oscar nominations, as well as quiet, unspoken sorrows. 1. Lynda Carter, the eternal Wonder Woman icon. Lynda Carter stepped onto the set of Wonder Woman at just 24 years old, carrying with her the radiant beauty of a former Miss World USA. Yet in the mid-1970s, she faced more than just the camera. She confronted deeply ingrained gender biases. Television executives at the time were openly skeptical. They doubted that a woman could single-handedly carry an entire superhero series. Lynda answered that doubt with poise, intelligence, and quiet courage, proving them completely wrong. She didn't merely play Diana Prince. She became the embodiment of justice and female empowerment. Her influence was so profound that she effectively claimed the character in a way few actors ever achieve. More than half a century later, despite countless new comic and animated adaptations, when people think of Wonder Woman, the first image that still comes to mind is her graceful face, resolute blue eyes, and warm, reassuring smile. Lynda established a gold standard, transforming Wonder Woman from a figure on the page into a powerful cultural icon that continues to resonate across generations. Beyond her remarkable career, her personal life reads like a love story worthy of admiration. Lynda shared a marriage that spanned over 4 decades with attorney Robert A. Altman. His passing in 2021 was a profound loss, yet she endured it with the resilience that has always defined her. As of 2026, at the age of 74, Lynda Carter remains a living icon of Hollywood. She serves not only as a bridge between a glorious past and the present, highlighted by her emotional appearance in Wonder Woman 1984, but also as an enduring source of inspiration for women everywhere on how to age with grace, compassion, and the heart of a true warrior. 2. Deborah Winger, from Wonder Woman's little sister to a queen of psychological depth. Few would imagine that before becoming one of the most formidable actresses in film history, with 3 prestigious Academy Award nominations, Deborah Winger began her journey in an Amazon costume. In the early days of her career, she portrayed Drusilla, Wonder Girl, the youthful and spirited younger sister of Diana Prince in Wonder Woman. Though emerging from a television show rooted in entertainment, Deborah's presence brought a distinct edge, an early signal of a talent destined to transcend the conventional boundaries of superhero roles. Yet Deborah Winger's true strength has never resided in on-screen superpowers, but in an extraordinary resilience forged through real-life adversity. At the age of 18, a devastating accident left her partially paralyzed and temporarily blind for 10 months. Standing at the edge of despair, she made a vow. If she recovered, she would live without regret and pursue her art with unwavering commitment. Those long months in darkness shaped her into the actress she would become, fierce, unflinching, and profoundly authentic. She developed a performance style marked by emotional intensity, one that fearlessly explores the deepest, most painful layers of her characters in search of truth. By 2026, at the age of 70, Hollywood's once rebellious woman has chosen a path entirely her own. She has stepped away from the glare of fame and the excess of glamorous parties, staying true to her uncompromising and independent spirit. Deborah has never been interested in clinging to celebrity. Instead, she embraces a grounded, authentic life, taking on only those projects that resonate with genuine emotional depth. Her absence from red carpets is not a sign of fading relevance. It is a quiet declaration that a true artist knows when to step back, preserving the freedom and integrity of the soul. 3. Stella Stevens, the enduring glamour of old Hollywood. When Stella Stevens appeared as a guest star in the role of Marcia at the age of 37, she was far more than just a supporting presence filling the frame. By that time, she was already a bona fide star, a symbol of classic beauty and refined elegance born from the golden age of old Hollywood. With her radiant blonde hair and the self-assured poise of someone who had shared the screen with legends like Elvis Presley and Jerry Lewis, she brought with her an entirely different level of sophistication. Even in a guest role, Stella effortlessly commanded attention through her charm and natural magnetism, a kind of quiet authority that only true icons possess. Her career unfolded like a richly layered symphony, spanning from light-hearted comedic roles to deeply complex, emotionally nuanced characters. Stella Stevens refused to be confined to the stereotype of the blonde bombshell, continually pushing beyond it to assert her artistic depth through directing and producing. For her, cinema was never just surface glamour. It was a lifelong passion, a calling to which she devoted herself fully. Her presence in any project, whether large or small, served as a mark of professionalism and a testament to her refined artistic sensibility. Stella Stevens passed away on February 17, 2023, at the age of 84, leaving behind an immeasurable sense of loss among her admirers. Her passing marked the closing of a luminous chapter, one defined by women whose beauty was truly one of a kind. Yet time cannot erase the image of a woman with a radiant smile and expressive, knowing eyes on screen. In the memory of audiences, Stella Stevens remains an irresistible silver screen icon, a resilient rose who lived and burned brightly beneath the stage lights until her very last breath. Her legacy endures, a lasting reminder of an era when beauty and talent walked hand in hand to create timeless legends. 4. Jane Kennedy, the trailblazer who broke every barrier. Although Jane Kennedy's appearance in the world of Wonder Woman as Carolyn Hamilton was only a brief and graceful guest role, her real-life story is an epic of resilience, courage, and pioneering spirit. Before the camera ever captured her radiant beauty on set, Jane Kennedy had already established herself as a symbol of bravery, fearlessly stepping into fields traditionally reserved for men. She was not merely a screen beauty. She was one of the first African-American women in the United States to challenge entrenched stereotypes and rise to prominence as a leading sportscaster and television journalist, opening a new era for women in broadcast media. Jane Kennedy's appeal lies in the perfect fusion of her striking beauty as a former Miss Ohio and her sharp, perceptive intellect. She entered the demanding world of sports broadcasting with undeniable confidence, dispelling doubts about whether a black woman could command authority in such a high-profile role. Her determination made her a powerful source of inspiration, proving that beauty may open the door, but it is knowledge, discipline, and inner strength that allow someone to remain standing and reshape outdated systems of belief. As of 2026, at the age of 74, Jane Kennedy is celebrated as a living legend, a true pioneer who paved the way for generations of women to shine in television and sports media. Her legacy extends far beyond a guest appearance or a beauty icon of the 1970s. She devoted her most vibrant years to breaking invisible barriers of race and gender, so that today she is remembered not only for her striking beauty, but as a monument to freedom, courage, and determination. Her life stands as proof that a woman can be both captivating on screen and commanding with authority in the broadcast booth. 5. Eve Plum, the journey of escaping a brilliant shadow. When Eve Plum appeared in Wonder Woman at the age of 17 in the role of Elena, she was far from an unfamiliar face. By then, she had already become a household favorite across America through her iconic portrayal of Jan Brady in the classic series The Brady Bunch. Yet the very success that made her famous so early, her image as the sweet, sunlit middle sister, gradually became a towering shadow, an invisible barrier she would spend much of her life trying to step beyond. Eve did not want to be confined to the innocence of adolescence. She longed to be recognized as a serious artist with deeper, more complex emotional dimensions. In order to assert her own identity, Eve Plum courageously chose roles that were far removed from the familiar Jan Brady persona. She was unafraid to explore darker psychological territories, using her performances as a way to challenge audience expectations. Yet perhaps her greatest liberation came not only through acting, but through painting. Alongside her film and television career, she devoted decades to her passion for visual art. Her paintings, rich in color and refined in composition, became a space of absolute freedom, free from scripts, cameras, and public expectations, where she could exist entirely on her own terms. As of 2026, at the age of 67, Eve Plum enjoys a fulfilling and peaceful life. She no longer feels the need to prove anything to the world. Her happiness now comes from living in alignment with her personal choices. As both a seasoned actress with deep experience and a respected painter with her own artistic voice, Eve has demonstrated that no matter how brilliant the initial spotlight may be, one can always create a new light of their own, softer perhaps, but far more enduring and authentic. Her life stands as a powerful testament to the courage required to pursue one's true identity amid the noise of fame. 6. Linda Day George, the riveting counterpart and silent resilience. In the world of Wonder Woman, Linda Day George left an unforgettable mark with her portrayal of Fausta Graybles, a sharp, commanding Nazi agent exuding both intelligence and authority. With her refined, cool beauty and aristocratic presence, she was regarded as one of the most compelling on-screen counterparts to Linda Carter. Beyond her striking appearance, Linda Day George's performance carried an undercurrent of intellect and danger, making every confrontation with the hero intense, magnetic, and deeply engaging. She proved that a powerful antagonist is defined not merely by action, but by a commanding presence that dominates the entire frame. Yet behind the glamour of the screen lay a deeply sorrowful personal journey. Linda Day George endured profound loss, as both of her husbands passed away prematurely, leaving emotional voids that could never truly be filled. These successive tragedies led her to make a decisive choice, to step away from acting while still at the height of her career in search of inner peace. She embraced a quiet retirement, distancing herself completely from the turbulence of the entertainment industry in order to heal and dedicate time to herself. As of 2026, at the age of 81, Linda Day George stands as one of the most quietly powerful survival stories among classic television performers. Though she no longer appears in the media or at red carpet events, her image as the proud and commanding Agent Fausta remains deeply embedded in the memories of 1970s cinema audiences. Her life is a testament to the strength of a woman who endured life's harshest storms, only to choose a gentle landing, finding peace and fulfillment in simplicity and the quiet dignity of her later years. 7. Jessica Walter, the legacy of sharpness and intelligence. Before the world bowed to a sharp-tongued, commanding Lucille Bluth in Arrested Development, Jessica Walter was already a treasured gem in American cinema. Her guest appearance as Gloria in Wonder Woman stands as a testament to her remarkable versatility. Though it was only a brief stop in an expansive career, Jessica still managed to leave a lasting impression through her confident presence and absolute command of the frame. Even standing beside a legendary superhero, she radiated an intellectual energy that foreshadowed a distinctive and brilliant artistic journey to come. Jessica Walter's beauty did not follow the conventional path of softness and traditional delicacy. She embodied a more incisive kind of allure, with piercing eyes and a voice capable of shifting effortlessly from sarcasm to aristocratic authority. This made her a natural choice for roles portraying intelligent, decisive, and at times dangerous women. Her legacy is not merely defined by the number of roles she played, but by the way she infused each character with life, turning them into enduring figures in television history for decades. Every time Jessica appeared on screen, she reminded audiences that intelligence is the most seductive form of beauty a woman can possess. Jessica Walter passed away on March 24, 2021, at the age of 80, leaving behind an irreplaceable void in the entertainment industry. She died peacefully in her sleep at her home in New York, closing the chapter on a true artist who remained devoted to her craft until her final years. To this day, critics and audiences alike remember her as a queen of razor-sharp dialogue and masterful, nuanced performances. Jessica Walter was not merely a beautiful face on screen, she was a monument to talent, proving that the pinnacle of acting lies in the perfect fusion of beauty and a mind as sharp as a blade. 8. Joan Van Ark, the stepping stone of a television queen. Before rising to become one of the most powerful icons of 1980s long-form television drama, soap operas, Joan Van Ark once had a brief, yet fascinating stop in the world of Wonder Woman. In the role of Cassandra, she only appeared for a single week of filming, yet that short moment was enough for audiences to recognize a vibrant energy and the potential of a rising star. With her signature blonde hair and highly expressive performance, Joan proved that even in guest appearances, she could generate an undeniable magnetic presence, laying the first stepping stones toward a later legendary career. The 1980s marked Joan Van Ark's true breakthrough as she portrayed Valine Ewing in the hit series Knots Landing. Over 13 continuous years, she journeyed with her character through countless highs and lows, transforming Valine from a fragile woman into a symbol of resilience and endurance. Joan's appeal came not only from her modern, dynamic beauty, but also from her emotionally charged acting style, which captured the hearts of millions of viewers every night on television. She did not merely act. She grew alongside her role and became an inseparable part of an entire generation's television memory in America. As of 2026, at the age of 82, Joan Van Ark remains one of the most recognizable and beloved figures of Hollywood's golden generation of television actors. Although time has passed, her confident presence and deep passion for the craft have never faded. Rather than retreating completely, she still occasionally appears at cultural events, always radiating warmth, elegance, and her signature gracious smile. Joan Van Ark's life stands as a testament to how a modest beginning can evolve into a remarkable journey, provided that an artist continues to nurture their passion and adapt with grace through the passage of time. 9. Cloris Leachman, the queen of craft and resilience. Bringing Cloris Leachman into Wonder Woman to portray Queen Hippolyta, the mother of Diana, was not merely a standard casting decision. It was a bold and ambitious move. At the time, Cloris had just recently received her Academy Award, and her presence on Paradise Island immediately elevated the prestige of the entire production. Her commanding aura, the depth in her gaze, and the stature of a true A-list performer compelled the industry to reconsider its dismissive view of light entertainment superhero television and take the series more seriously. She did not simply play a mother figure. She established a standard of nobility and power for the Amazonian lineage. Yet behind the brilliance and applause lay a life marked by profound emotional wounds. In 1986, tragedy struck when she endured the unimaginable loss of her beloved son. Faced with grief that could have shattered her completely, Cloris Leachman chose a different form of survival. She immersed herself relentlessly in her work. For her, the film set was not merely a workplace, but a sanctuary where she could channel pain and passion into performance, using art as a means to withstand an unbearable reality. Acting became her form of healing, a lifeline that carried her through the darkest chapters of her life. She passed away on January 27, 2021, at the age of 94, leaving behind an immense artistic legacy spanning more than 7 decades. Even in her final years, Cloris remained vibrant, sharp, and deeply committed to her craft, becoming one of the most awarded Emmy actresses in history. Audiences remember her not only as a powerful Queen Hippolyta, but also as a woman who transformed personal suffering into creative strength. Cloris Leachman may be gone, but her spirit of perseverance and her intellectual brilliance remain an enduring inspiration for generations of artists to come. 10. Robert Loggia, the face of power behind iconic villains. Within the Wonder Woman universe, Robert Loggia portrayed Hans Eichler, a villain meticulously crafted to highlight the strength and courage of the heroine. With a rugged, commanding facial structure and eyes that carried a quiet but unmistakable threat, he required very few lines to convey danger. Loggia possessed a distinctly authoritative presence, which made him a natural choice for roles as mob bosses, generals, and shadowy masterminds throughout cinematic history, most notably his iconic performance in the legendary film Scarface. Robert Loggia's appeal lay in his ability to give antagonists depth and gravity. He did not portray evil in a superficial manner. Instead, he constructed it through calm restraint, precise physical gestures, and a deep, gravelly voice that carried undeniable authority. His presence on set often created an invisible pressure, pushing fellow actors to elevate their performances in response. This perfect counterforce dynamic allowed heroes like Wonder Woman to shine even brighter, as triumphing over a formidable adversary portrayed by Loggia gave their victories greater meaning and weight. However, the life of a man who so often embodied cinematic power ended on a deeply sorrowful note. In his final years, Robert Loggia battled the devastating effects of Alzheimer's disease. It is a tragic irony that an actor who spent his entire life memorizing scripts and constructing complex character psychology gradually lost the memories of his own celebrated career. He passed away in 2015, leaving behind a legacy mourned by generations of audiences who had grown familiar with his unmistakable, steel-faced presence. Though his memory may have faded, his legacy of powerful performances and unwavering dedication to his craft remains permanently etched into the history of global cinema. 11. Rick Springfield, from on-screen romantic to enduring rock icon. Before the world came to know him as a global rock star with the timeless hit Jessie's Girl, Rick Springfield appeared on the Wonder Woman set at the age of 26. In the role of Tom, he brought a youthful, romantic, and vibrant energy to the series. His striking looks and confident presence as a multi-talented performer quickly captured the attention of television audiences. At the time, few could have predicted that this young actor was also driven by a powerful musical passion, one that would later propel him to the top of global music charts and earn him a Grammy Award. Yet behind the bright spotlight and the roar of thousands of fans lay a quiet but intense inner struggle. Rick Springfield has openly shared his lifelong battle with depression, which followed him from adolescence even as he reached the peak of fame. Even while possessing everything others could only dream of, he continued to confront deep emotional voids. His intensity was not only expressed through his guitar playing or stage performances, but also through his willingness to face his inner darkness directly, transforming pain into creative fuel for survival and artistic expression. As of 2026, at the age of 76, Rick Springfield remains an unextinguished flame. He continues to tour relentlessly, bringing his energetic music to new generations of audiences. Most importantly, Rick no longer carries his struggles in silence. He has become a motivational speaker, openly sharing his darkest life experiences to help others battling mental health challenges. The Rick Springfield of today is not only a rock star, but a living testament to the idea that human beings can endure storms and still discover the true meaning of life through honesty, courage, and compassion. 12. Lyle Waggoner, from on-screen leading man to Hollywood empire builder. Within the world of Wonder Woman, Lyle Waggoner portrayed Colonel Steve Trevor with a refined and deeply thoughtful artistic understanding. He embraced the role of a steady frame, a reliable companion who allowed Diana Prince, played by Linda Carter, to shine as the true centerpiece of the story. With his classic handsome looks, warm smile, and polished demeanor, Lyle embodied the ideal leading man, strong, yet humble enough to elevate the power of the woman beside him. The on-screen chemistry between him and Linda Carter became a vital element that helped transform the series into a lasting pop culture icon for decades. However, Lyle Waggoner's greatest legacy in Hollywood extends far beyond his acting career. It lies in a remarkably sharp entrepreneurial insight. During long hours of waiting on set, he noticed that top-tier actors often lacked comfortable, high-quality private spaces to rest. Rather than simply accepting this as an inconvenience, Lyle recognized an opportunity. He began by purchasing and renting luxury motorhomes, laying the foundation for what would become the Star Wagons empire. His company soon grew into the leading provider of production trailers in the American entertainment industry, fundamentally reshaping the standard of comfort on film sets for decades to come. Lyle Waggoner's life was a rare fusion of artistic presence and business intelligence. He refused to be confined by the label of actor alone. Instead, he became an essential part of Hollywood's infrastructure. After a long and courageous battle with cancer, he passed away peacefully in 2020 at the age of 84. Lyle left behind a meaningful void, but his legacy lives on every time audiences see luxury production trailers on modern film sets or revisit classic episodes of Wonder Woman. He is remembered as a true gentleman who built both his career and his vision with grace, shaping the very frames in which Hollywood continues to tell its stories. Conclusion: the radiance behind the shield of justice. Looking back at the journey of the 1970s Wonder Woman era, it becomes clear that the value of the series does not lie solely in Diana Prince's heroic acts of saving the world. In truth, the set itself was a fateful crossroads where turbulent life stories and resilient personalities converged. Behind the superhero costumes and the radiant glow of cinematic light, there existed the lived reality of individuals who were constantly forced to rescue themselves amid the storms of their own lives. There was Linda Carter, who used unwavering determination to break down gender barriers. Deborah Winger, who rose from the shadows of illness to conquer artistic heights. And Rick Springfield, who continuously confronted the silence of depression in order to bring music into the world. Some chose to step away from fame in search of inner peace, while others, like Cloris Leachman and Lyle Waggoner, quietly devoted themselves to work, creation, and artistic contribution until their final breath. For them, art was not merely a form of glory, but a means of survival, a way to endure loss, overcome pain, and affirm their own intrinsic worth. The enduring legacy of Wonder Woman for more than half a century is rooted in the convergence of these powerful human energies. The series became a timeless symbol not only because of its message of justice, but because it was shaped by real-life warriors beyond the screen. Whether standing under the spotlight or building the unseen infrastructure behind the scenes, each of them lived a full, courageous, and meaningful life. In closing this journey, their legacy stands as a powerful testament. The greatest brilliance of human beings does not lie in superhuman powers, but in the will to overcome adversity and keep the flame of passion forever alive.